Yo everybody, what's going on? This is Keegan from Kman Reviews. If you enjoy this review, make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button, and if you have any opinions at all that you would like to share, make sure to leave them down in the comment section. Cavetown, self-titled. Cavetown is the alias of English singer, songwriter, YouTuber Robin Skinner, an artist who I was introduced to in earlier 2020 with the release of his latest album, Sleepyhead, which I covered thanks to a viewer suggestion as well. If you're curious, there will be a link in the corner for you to go check that out. This time though, we're going way back in his catalog to his debut album thanks to another viewer suggestion, the self-titled, released in 2015. Let's just get right into it. What do I think of the self-titled debut? Let's find out as I review it track by track. Since I couldn't find if there were any singles, we will just start at the top of the track list with that being Meteor Shower, which opens up with this quaint little ukulele melody, but then evolves spontaneously with this shimmering synths, giving the track a nice comforting feeling to it. Robin's vocals really do sound a lot younger than on Sleepyhead, which is absolutely reasonable, but it is such a drastic tonal shift from going from that album to this. It's still very breezy though as he sings about going through this literal meteor shower while also showing how much he cares about this partner, explaining how much he would sacrifice himself for them. It's a gentle track at its core and I love it. What a good opener. Everything is Temporary, parentheses, Sticks and Stones begins with this gentle, somber piano melody, plus some claps and a snare slap for added measure. However, the real track doesn't kick in for a while, where it reveals itself to be one of the most blatant 21 Pilots inspirations I've heard in a long time. With Robin's rap, the rhyme scheme, how he flows, and the enunciation is extremely Tyler Joseph inspired, plus the unique, up-to-interpretation lyrical content as well, where he's rapping about rather beating himself up than be separated from his partner, and it's told in such an earnest way that it's hard not to relate or sympathize for him. I really enjoy this track as well, even if it doesn't have the most sustenance for a 3-minute track. It's still a good time. Good song. We're Alive is easily one of the highlights on this album. I like the driving instrumental with the infectious drum melody, and Robin's looming, eerie vocal melody. It's extremely captivating, plus there's still quite a bit of 21 Pilots influence here as well, mainly yet again in Robin's voice, and in the rather short verses. The track really morphs in the second half, changing tempos and styles actually quite a few times, which is surprising, adding in a synth melody, or stripping down to a bare piano. It's enough to keep a listener invested as these lyrics are about the depths of depression and mental illnesses, falling deeper and deeper into this mental abyss. Despite some of the bright factors of this beat, it is certainly not a bright track, and I have always loved that contrast in music. Great song. Hazel is a mellow, down-tempo acoustic guitar-driven song that is probably one of the more melancholic listens on this record. A vibey drum rhythm kicks in a bit into the track, giving a slight bit more groove to it, but not taking away from this mellifluous tune. I especially like Robin's vocals here, providing a bit more of a deeper atmosphere to the track as he sings about this girl who was theorized to be in a relationship with him, but then everything just stops suddenly. It's really appropriate for its moodier tone, and I enjoy this track a lot as well. Untitled Volume 2 is a remake of the original Untitled from Cavetown's first album back in 2013, and it's definitely not my favorite track. It's minor, kinda ugly guitar playing plus the piano, and the obnoxiously loud snare really do not mix at all. It's kinda disgusting, and I don't mind Robin's voice though, even if he doesn't pop out of the instrumental into his own that much. And the lyrical structure is very scant and minimal, much like Everything is Temporary, but this one doesn't really have any influences to make it that extra bit quirky. Lyrically, it's just about how the lack of a significant other is affecting him, feeling like he's getting uglier as a result, slightly more childish. It's fine, but definitely the most lackluster so far. Intermission really is just what it is, an instrumental interlude on this record. It has a nice housey feel to it with the smoother synths, a little bit more of a haunting piano to boot. It does its job. It's inoffensive. Banana Bread, the longest song on this record, just barely missing out on 5 minutes, and I wish I liked this one a lot more. The lyrics especially propel this track to its well-deserved heights, this painting of non-stop running around your crowded, dark mind, but battling it with these things that bring it comfort, in this case, banana bread. It's very well portrayed, but this instrumental doesn't match up to that caliber. I wish it was a bit softer. The ticking percussion takes all that feeling away, especially in this day and age when that beat is mostly associated with trap and all the filler that kind of pursues it. It takes nearly 2 minutes to even get started, way too long with just the instrumental in my opinion. I don't know, I just wish it connected a little bit more. It's not bad, but just not for me. And finally, the closer Cavetown is such a welcome change in style and energy and atmosphere. I kinda love it a lot. The track has this bratty punk rock exuberance to it with that shrill guitar line sounding almost like some sort of South American standoff. It's quite invigorating with nice slaps of the drums and the electric guitar strumming. Lyrically, the song describes these trials and challenges of a kid's life, whether it be both internal or external anxieties, fears, but also bullying or even divorces. I really enjoyed this track. It's probably my favorite on the whole album. Absolutely worth checking out. Give this a listen. Overall, yet again, this is another Cavetown album I really enjoyed. A lot of it feels very warm, welcoming, satisfying, and while I may not enjoy it as much as Sleepyhead, there were a couple less than stellar songs here, but as a whole, I came out of this debut album pretty pleased. And this only shows how talented Robin was even 6 years ago. I'm feeling a 7 out of 10 on this album. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.